Right, and there we have it. It is a family check, and we get to talk matters parenting in the digital age. This is a conversation that we had started last week, and now we are getting in depth into it and specifically looking at the how to navigate the challenges and the opportunities that have come with a new digital age. And I am glad to be joined in a studio by I'll begin on my very far right, and that is Mite. Mite is a trainer, he's a mentor, and he is also the CEO Pro Mentors Africa. Glad to have you back, Mite. Karibu. And then right next to Mite, we have Isabella Mariga, and Isabella is a principal Sitam schools at the River. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then right next to her, we are privileged to have young people in studio with us today. As we talk about them, it is only right for us to also have them with us, and I will allow them to get to introduce themselves, beginning with you.
Thank you so much. Arnold Zablon, the Sports and Entertainment Secretary, Zitec University.
Zitec University. All right, Arnold, welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm humbled to be here. I'm Mwamboa Mwizinga, a student, a scholar.
Mwamboa.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome. Let us get into this conversation. Would you say we are having a problem right now? Matters parenting in the digital age. I'll start with you, Isabella.
To me, I would say no. It all depends from which perspective. Because right now, the kind of parents we have, let me say we are dealing with millennials. And millennials are people now who we can call them immigrants into the digital age. And they are parenting Gen Zs and Alphas.
Yeah.
And so it depends with how you look at it, because it only needs a shift whereby the parents need to understand that times have changed. Once they embrace it, you cannot feel the challenges. Yes, so there's no problem per se.
So it's all a matter of embracing the change that is there. There's no problem.
There's no problem at all.
All right, I will get to Mite because I think he has a different opinion on that, because last time he was here, he mentioned that there's a problem. I believe Mite is okay. Mite, go ahead.
Shida iko. Shida kubwa sana, because the concept of embracing this thing is the problem. And you see, in the generation we are and the generation that we have now, total different. Ideology is different. How we are thinking, how we are reasoning, kuna tofauti kubwa sana. And as the last time in your show, we were talking about vile tulilelewa si vile wanalewa leo.
Yeah.
And two, hata sisi ambaye tunalea hao vijana, ufala tuko nazo mob. Hatuelewi, hatu understand. Yetu ilikuwa era ya kupigwa kiboko. And in our time ili work.
Yeah.
Today is about talking to them. But kuongea nao siku hizi ni changamoto.
Inakuwa ngumu.
Era yetu ilikuwa pia sign language zilikuwa zina happen. And you could respect that. Madhako anakuangalia hivi, unajua amekwambiaje. Leo madhako akikuangalia hivi, unaniangaliaje mama? You see, there's a lot of difference.
Yeah.
And if we don't work up our game, we may not go the right way.
Yeah.
We need to up our game, and especially those who are mentoring the children, we need to up our game and try to think, how are they thinking? And then the technology may change. It may change kabisa, the way we are looking at things, imebadilika.
Yeah.
Vijana utakuta kwa phone, wako nayo hapo, wako everything. Hata like in school, in university, when you're teaching something nowadays, you must up your game, because they will even Google and ask you a question to see whether you know. Time yetu tu unajua, tunaambiwa tu.
Whatever you're told goes.
Sasa hii lazima up your game, unacheki atakwambia na anakuuliza swali. So a lot is needed.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, but the same parenting, different time, different regimes, but we must change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to get to hear from the young people in studio with us, the Gen Zs that are here with us right now. Do you feel like you are usually misunderstood by your parents right now? Do they understand you?
Kusema ukweli, misunderstandings iko sana. Yeah, because you can get to a point where like you want to express yourself in some sort of way. And sisi kama Gen Z, this digital era, we tend to express ourselves using the social media. Na our parents, they are not much into that, so hawezi elewa. So unapata kuna misunderstandings mingi between us na them as the parents. Yeah, so hiyo inakuwa controversial kidogo.
Okay. Do you share the same sentiments? Unafeel kama watu hawaelewi, specifically your parents?
Yeah, I would agree with them, because being the last born and one of your parents is a baby boomer, the other one is a Gen X. There's that big difference, because they're yet to cope up with the new technologies, new trends in town. So there's that a bit of misunderstanding.
Yeah. When did you first have a smartphone or a gadget?
I would say when I was in Form 2, it was a present actually.
When you were in Form 2. Yourself?
I began using a smartphone in class 5. Yeah, in class 5.
In class 5 you had a gadget?
Yeah, I had a gadget.
That you could use?
Yeah.
When is the appropriate time? Is there an appropriate time for children? And speaking about children, I'm starting from age 0 to 18. Is there a particular appropriate time for them to own gadgets?
Okay, we could talk of exposure to digital devices for young ones. Actually, before they are 3 years, it is not advisable, but then the contrary is what is happening, because they are still developing. In all ways, they are still developing. They're not supposed to be exposed to digital devices before 3 years. Yeah, but then, if you look at what is happening in society, these children, as soon as they are born, they are exposed to digital devices, that is phones, the music. You have a nanny, she wants to go into TikTok, and so the only thing is to get your child to watch cartoons and all that. So the opposite is what is happening, but it should not be before 3 years. Yeah.
Right.
If I look about developmental stages of a child, I think no matter the technology, if we want to form and mentor this kid in the right way, and I agree with her the way she's saying, to me even from class 6, 7 huko, lakini ingine, because a child between class 1, year 1 to year 5, that's when the child is being formed. You're forming so much in that child. And if you look right now, even the television and everything, the programs that we have, they're even distorting the language. Because now language ile tulifunzwa, ni tofauti vile tulikuwa nafunzwa hizo violent. Ziko tofauti na zile wanafunzwa sahihi. So the moment mtoto ameanza kuwatch hizo, kuna ile accent anaekewa. So ina distort ile mwalimu. So to me, I think this gadget from class 6 huko ama, to me class 8 could be the best in the whole system. Yeah, but now the challenge is utaenda shule na wengine wako nayo, so the peer influence comes in and start now fighting within the family. But despite the fact the influence of outside, as a parent I stand in my family. The TV is 1 hour. Ikuwa ni laptop is this. So that I try to form this child pole pole. But itafika pahali computer lazima. But the computer, I remember the government at the time they came up with the laptops. If you look the programs that are there, they are very informative. Why not bring those informative knowledge to them? But ukimwachilia tu social media, any mwachilia in whichever level, I'm telling you, another knowledge is being put. So these are computing a child, and we're putting some different software in this child. So itafika pahali huyu mtoto atakuwa distorted. So I think we need to go to grassroots and see, are we mentoring these kids? Is it concept of mentorship? Because parenting today is all about mentorship. It's about working with this child.
But now we can't really avoid the digital age. It's here with us, and the more you deny your child, the more this child will be left behind, because it's already here.
But you must control it.
So there's that control bit, and maybe just even to get to hear from Arnold and Wambua, you know, nowadays even learning, we get to learn online. I'm sure that you actually do that probably in your school. You know, when 2020 during the COVID time, now most people went online, even in terms of working online and also just studying online and all of that. So you study online, right? So when doing that, do you feel like sometimes you get your policed? Is there policing that is happening?
Personally, I would really encourage studying online because to me it has really been a milestone personally, because it allows me to have the freedom of studying at my own pace. Nafanya research zangu mwenyewe nikitaka, and I don't rely basically on books ambazo at least ziko na handled knowledge, as in kuna content zingine utapata hapa kwa books, but once umepata hiyo chance ya kusoma online, research ni mingi, unapata vast knowledge, vast information ambao ungepata hapa kwa books, unaona. To an extent that unapata you can go to class that you and find yourself you have much more knowledge than the tutor himself, unaona. Respectfully, unapata kuna much more knowledge than the tutor himself, that unauliza mwalimu, nilisoma hiki kitu pale fulani, can you clarify on this? Unapata nakwambia nione baadaye after class, unaona. So I think hiyo inasaidia sana. It's nice, it's a nice approach ambayo inafaa kuwa adopted with like kila mse adopt hiyo kitu.
Mbona una smile?
I wouldn't say there is much policing in the digital space when it comes to learning. Because how we describe policing is that you are told do this at what time. Vis-a-vis when you start online, physically, I mean, maybe it's in the library, you're told it's time, we are closing the library. But in the online space, you get to do it at any time you wish. You can study at night and the morning, of which you get to acquire as much knowledge as possible. And you're also how would I term it? You are also exposed to much knowledge from different sources. So I wouldn't say there's much policing on the online space when it comes to digital learning.
And you know, just to get to know, maybe, I don't know, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh, you're 21. You're also over 18, of course, because you're in campus. Do you have your parents maybe checking your phones? Does that ever happen?
It doesn't happen.
It does not happen. Same for you.
Same.
It doesn't happen. So just to you, Isabella, you know, just looking at the fact that, you know, no one really checks what they're checking online. They're over the age of 18, right? So maybe how can parents best prepare their children for, you know, safe usage of the internet?
Well, quite a great question, Vivian. Allow me to begin from where I can say. I began by saying we have millennial parents and they need to move over. They need to migrate. That is the mindset. For example, if you have moved from your country to another country, for you to understand the culture, you have to be very open for you to survive so comfortably. Let's say, for example, you've moved from Kenya to Australia. You can't just go and say, I want to practice Kenya in Australia. So for us as millennial parents, we need to have that kind of a move. We move completely and understand this is a digital generation we are bringing up and try to learn. So it begins from there, whereby the parents have to embrace technology, because you need to understand what are these apps that my child is getting into. What is this that is interesting? We get to try to get into their space. That is the only way you can give them time and understand them from their perspective. Secondly, I would say you can have your family value system. And once you have your family value system, this is what you integrate into your children. One, you sit with them at a tender age, let them understand this is what we live for as a family. Yes, we have so-and-so's family, but this is my family. Let me say, for example, this is Mariga's family, and this is how we do things. We are going now to engage into this. I know you want to watch cartoon. I know you want to have a phone, but let's talk. Let's have an open communication. At what age do we give our children phones? And if we are giving them these gadgets, are they helping, or how are we going to go about them? So that conversation around them, understanding, and now setting boundaries. For example, when you talk about, I am giving you this phone, but we must have screen time. It is not like you're going to have it throughout the day. And then we have, like, for example, at home, you have free zones for phones. Like, for example, if it is meal time, you agree as a family, we are not going to engage into gadgets during family time. We are going to bed. Bedtime, there are no gadgets. And so when you set such kind of boundaries at a tender age, as you continue growing, having that open conversation and communication with your children, it will help at some point that even after they have grown and they have become of the age of our dear ones here, 18 and 21, they will be so responsible on what they engage on online. And so for me, I would answer that in two. It depends with the family. It is us as parents to actually move into the space of where our children are. But if you remain behind and you just want to stay there, I can tell you for a fact, you will have it rough parenting this generation. And that family system value, that is what we need to nurture, because one, we cannot neglect our parental responsibilities, saying now these ones, we cannot manage them, things we cannot match their space. No, you must as well have family value system that you need to integrate to your children. Thank you so much.
For the likes of the Gen Zs that we have in studio right now, they're above the age of 18, right? So they get to choose what to do by themselves because they're adults, right? You can't keep policing as much. Maybe how would you approach navigating parenting in the digital age with such?
That's very important. Very, very important. No matter the gadgets and everything, you have come to realize that the social issues, the social, living as a community have gone. Now everybody is about the phone. And the phone becomes my everything. And to some extent, despite the fact in the level of the university research will be there, also it is distorting the mind. And I agree with number one, based on what you have said, how do we nurture from chini? Ndio wakifika in their level university, technology must be there. But I think a lot of mentorship programs need to be there in university and colleges. So that people can talk, people can have conversation, where we put the phone scandal and we talk. Realize how do I, unajua baka relationship ya vijana mko tofauti because nikukatiana tu kwa phone. After that unapata ni exhibit uko na yeye. You see, so no matter what we say technology, pia tunataka vibe ya kuongea, vibe ya kujuana, vibe ya to try to remove who is me. Hata in good books zinasema, kuna jamaa moja best yangu anaitwa JC Jesus alikuwa anasema, who do people say I am? Utafika baka in JZ imefika to a level in university that they cannot socialize. Even conversation like this one, many of them is a challenge. You come to job opportunity, you tell them to present something because wamezoea hapa, even now verbal, public speaking, imeenda chini kabisa. Because some things they don't only develop because of these, they also develop because of practicing it. So to me, I wish we can form many mentors, Gen Z, so that we can have peer-to-peer methodology. If you have like these two gentlemen in your university, we train as parents, train this guy to become a mentor. Then we'll be in a position to mentor another Gen Z. So I wish we can have the peer-to-peer mentorship within the universities. So that the ones alianza vizuri, familia ilikuwa straight, na kuna mwingine alienda kombo kidogo, then they will start influencing each other positively. Then by doing that, we might be now trying to control, not control per se, but trying to take it in the right direction. Because we must live in a community. We need each other.
Would you say kuna hiyo peer-to-peer mentorship among yourselves? Is it something that is there?
Okay, ni kitu yenye
iko because I'm sure hata my friend here anaweza sema kwamba he has a friend or he has someone, an age mate who he looks up to, like nasema nataka kuwa kama huyu boy, but si wengi though. Naona si wengi, only a few ambao tunaweza look up to, ambao we see them as our role models. We want to learn from them. Yeah.
Unaweza sema ni challenges gani ziko saizi in the digital age? Just as yourself, just looking at maybe the internet and how it has been like for you over the years, what challenges would you say crop up from that?
On a personal level, on a personal level, I would say maybe navigating through the internet at times, because new technologies are emerging every day, so you have to be coping up with them. I would term that as a challenge. In the general space or general well-being, I would say the challenge with the digital space is mismanagement. People tend to use technologies on the negative way instead of using them to impact themselves positively. People are just, or rather the Gen Z and Generation Alpha, spend most of their time doing nonsensical things that wouldn't impact them at the end of the day.
Yeah. And also maybe something else that I would say has come up from social media being the in thing right now and everyone being on it is the fact that now there's crazy pressure. Umeingia online unaona 21-year-old like yourself anafanya forex, anaendesha S-class ingine safi. You know, so probably would you say that is also among the things that maybe inakuwa ka challenge, your pressure ya try to now unajicompare na huyu, you're looking at this one is a young person like me but looking at their life, uko chuo bado unategemea mzazi ya kupatia pocket money and all that, but amesonga sana.
Yeah, I can term that as a pressure that affects a lot. Yeah, personally pia acha niongee kimimi.
Jiongelele.
Yes. Tunaingia online tunapata vile umesema mtu anafanya forex, anaendesha S-class, then sasa kuna mimi in my small bed sitter. Yeah, pressure increases. Unaona? But what I can say is that easy challenges zote ambao tuna face, hizi pressure zote ambao tuna face, si ati kwa necessarily juu ya success ya mtu ama content creator mwana online. I think hizi challenges zinaweza kuwa faced ama zinaweza kuwa solved vizuri tukiingiza parents, whereby the parents watuongeleshe tukiwa that tender age. Hiyo time tumepata simu class 5, 6, 7, wanakuongelesha wanakuambia Arnold hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi, isikupatie pressure ama hivi na hivi na hivi, isikupush kuziwatch. Basically let me say this, for instance challenge kama ambo most youth face ama most Gen Zs, okay, hata isikuwe Gen Z, watu hiyo wakipata simu ni challenge kama ya for instance kama porn. Unaona? Porn is not talked about. Napata kama our parents here, hiyo nguvu ya kukaa chini kuambia my brother here, hii kitu ni hivi na hivi, usiangalie nini. I think kuna hiyo uoga parents wako nayo kutuongelesha ama kuongelesha students ama watoto wao about that factor. Unaona? To which sasa kama mtoto hajaongeleshwa about that factor ambayo inamsumbua, then aende kwa mwingine his fellow peer amwambie nimeona kitu fulani. Unaona? Yepi angependa kujua ni nini umeona. Unaona? So I think hizo challenges zinaweza kuwa solved, ama we can take them up to the parents, watusaidie on that. They talk to us at that tender age. Vile Mike amesema hapo, during that tender age is when the child is anaform, anadevelop. Unaona? But once tumekuwa taught, tumekuwa elaborate on certain factors, we will grow to live with them because itakuwa zimestick. Haitakuwa problem ya kusolve tena baadaye. Itakuwa tumelearn from that age, tuna grow now tukijua hivi na hivi, isitupatie pressure ama hivi na hivi isitusumbue.
Yeah. I love that he's brought up the issue of pornography and just, you know, sex and all of that, because also the internet is a big place for predators who just want to use these young people, females and males at the same time. Some actually just groom them from a very young age online, and by the time you know it, maybe your child, something has happened to them, maybe harassment or assault of the sort. Probably just, how do we go about speaking about these things, having in mind that most parents don't talk to their children? Okay, let me not say most. Some parents don't talk to their children about such matters. So how to go about it, having in mind that saizi kuna social media, so they will know about these things very early on, you know, and if it doesn't come from you, you don't know what they get to hear. You can't control the narrative they get to hear. Yeah.
Okay, maybe allow me to speak from a perspective of a teacher. I would say, one, the children we are bringing up, it is about mangidu. First of all, again, it has to start back at home. I am speaking as a teacher that whereby you come across a child who has been exposed, and most of the times they will actually tell you where did they access the porn. It is on their parents' gadgets. And so that again comes back to us as parents. First of all, you have to check your life. What you want your child to be in future, you have to model the same. Because if a child is accessing pornographic materials and some content that is unacceptable in the parent's phone, then we have a problem there. And so it comes down to us, first of all, as parents, we check on what is that. Actually, a parent's example speaks more to a child than instructions. So we have to model this. And then talking about talking to our young children again, there has to be that open communication. There are parents who fear, what age should we start talking to our children about sex education? It begins as early as 2 years. 2 years where you are telling your child, this is your mouth, this is your ear, this is, and so you go all the way to the private parts, calling them by their names.
Not susu. And
not susu, not calling them bad manners. Let them know, and let them know they are precious and they are meant for them and nobody should touch. And so at that age, you have begun sex education. And so if we begin talking to our children at that tender age, and also the school space, whereby now we are not waiting to handle learners when they get to grade 7, 8, when they're already exposed. We begin at that tender age. I am reaching out to my fellow educators that in our school environments, if we can create that space as early as grade 3, as early as preschool, that is when they come in at when they are 3 years, let them get to be taught at that level what actually they can understand. As we continue growing, then now that peer pressure will not take so much like weight on them as they continue growing. Then now maybe I will come in to parents who are so skeptical to allowing their children to access internet and gadgets. I want to tell you the truth. You will deny them that space in your house, they will access it in your neighbor's place. And if not at your neighbor's place, when they meet at school, they will get that information from their fellow pupils. And so it is high time in our homes we get to sit down and have those open conversations about everything. Online safety and what content that you get exposed to. Actually let children know when these adverts are coming in, this is what you need to do. And maybe to close on that, we can have what we call parental controls. Because if you're giving your child a phone, then also you need to invest on how to control some content not to get into your child's phone. You actually need to find out what is this I need to do so that they are not, because one, AI is very, very smart, actually very intelligent. They're able to tell when a learner is all alone, and they're able to tell when there is a grown-up. When you're with them as a mother, some content might not come on phone. But the moment you move away like this, they have been shown something. And so as parents, again, we have to up our game and invest on online safety.
All right. Might as we finalize on this conversation, how do we go about ensuring that we have built, you know, adults or young adults who have self-worth and have resilience to a point where they're not shaken by things that they see online?
I think one of the great challenge we have today is the parenting in the 21st century. We are talking about the young people, but the parents themselves ni shida. The parents themselves, hata kunyamazisha mtoto tukumpatia simu.
Yeah.
Ndio anyamaze.
It's become the new babysitter.
Hata unaenda hata kwa church, mpatie simu, atanyamaza. So I think we need to go back in parenting in the 21st century. Teachers will tell you, the mob, minimum manifestation within the school, it is home. It is the parent. So as we try to have mentorship within the university and everything, we need a lot of talks, a lot of mentorship within the parenting, so that the parents can start understanding some of the effect. You see, like your show, it's now part of it. To tell mzazi, hii unafanya ni ufala, hii ingine iko hivi. So the moment we have more, the church should come on board, various institutions should come on board, so that even mzazi ajue, I should talk about this.
Yeah.
I should talk about sex. I should tell the child about porn, even. If you shy off, atafunzwa na ulimwengu. So I think it's the high time, even to bring a show on parenting.
Yeah.
How do we parent the Gen Z? So that we can be in the position to bring the mindset. If the parents change their mindset, realize that wale vijana tuko nao si wale wa zamani, si enzi zetu, ni new one. So I think by doing that becomes powerful.
Yeah.
So parents need a lot of seminars and workshops to know how to now to nurture this one. And more programs even in KBC, more program about parenting. Because ignorance huko ni mingi sana. Mingi sana. And then we start pointing fingers to the young people.
Yeah.
Start pointing fingers to this and this. Some they don't know the knowledge that you can control. There is an advert coming. How can you do about it? Yeye ana shughuli. Na ni mzazi. Provide mtoto wangu. Alafu pia wazazi wamewachia walimu. Nimempeleka shule. During the weekends, acha nipeleke swimming. Si tukae huko wa swim. Am I watching this child? Am I looking at the behavior pattern? And that's why I'm so happy on CBE.
So
because nowadays in the CBE, I'm telling you, it is putting me on toes. Because mtu aita niambia, hey daddy, ulikuwa sign hapa. Tulikuwa the other time, my child, ilibidi tutengeneze doli. Na mwalimu anasema, hapana si ya kununua. So I called the teacher, akaniambia, wale wengi kwa darasa, walileta doli za kununua. But the teacher wanted, mnaweza shika socks hivyo na kila kitu, mtengeneze na huyu mtoto. You see, I'm involved. We used to do like that when you're small. Why not now? So a lot of parenting is needed in the 21st century. So that can change the mindset.
All right. Closing remarks. Maybe from the university students, what can be done differently? What do you think should be done differently? Because as it is right now, Gen Z mnaekewa lawama mingi sana. You know, so just people saying you are a generation that does not listen, you are a generation ambayo wako na ujuaji, they know a lot. So maybe what can be done differently from your point of view?
I think we should be given a space to air our views out, and people should actually listen to us, in the sense that our parents or guardians, the older generations, they should try as much as to reason with us and see the sense in what we are saying. Yeah.
Right.
Two things for both the Gen Zs and the parents too. For the Gen Zs, it's a responsibility. We should all be responsible for our actions. We should all be responsible on whatever we are looking up to online. Responsibility will guide us to search and do the right thing. And to the parents, involvement in whatever your child is doing online. Get to know, get to set those parental guidelines that will hinder your child from getting some nonsensical content. At least you'll be able to get to assess whatever your child is doing. Yeah.
All right, Isabella, in just 30 seconds, you know, maybe you can speak to a parent who's watching us right now and they're trying to navigate, you know, bringing up a child in this space.
Allow me to say, one, to Gen Zs, use the gadgets for production, not for consumption. only. And to parents, if you want to be in the memories of your child tomorrow, be in their lives today. Thank you. So availability.
That's really nice. If you
Thank
want
you.
to be in the memories of your child tomorrow,
Yeah,
be in their lives today. So
Thank
be
you.
intentional with your parenting.
Thank you.
I love that. Mike.
One philosopher say, I created you without you, but I'll not save you without you. You must be part of the story of whatever you bring in this world. If you bring these kids in this world, be part of the story of bringing them. If not like that, watakupiga ngeta siku moja. You will cry as a parent. Thank you.
Love that. And this is how we get to wind up this conversation that was parenting in the digital space. We've gotten to hear from the young people, and we've gotten to hear from the parents in studio today who also act as educators, both of them. So yeah, I think it's a shared responsibility for all of us to just take part in this. And I can see my colleagues are on standby.